Good morning, 2025. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2020. Let's buzz in. So, vocabulary for the week. Monday we had prominent, Tuesday was condemn, Wednesday was consult, and today word of the day is sovereign. Sovereign, okay? So, you need to find a definition of the word, create your own definition of this word, then create a sentence. You know that you can find this form in your materials list for today. Get started. So today our objective is analyzing a point of view. So what we're going to do is we're going to use text evidence to determine the point of view of characters. While we're doing this is to trace the development of a narrative point of view in a text. And then how we're going to do this is we're going to contrast the point of view of different stories, characters, and narratives. Then we're going to analyze the techniques the author used to develop the characters and narratives point of view. Okay, before we do that, let's look out for this word, phrase. Point of view of a particularly attitude or way of considering a matter. Okay, so we're gonna see this throughout the lessons that we read. All right. So I know that's like really broad, and you like, Miss Hall, I still don't understand. I'm gonna help you understand as we go through this lesson. Let's jump in. All right. All right. So let's get started. Just look at the picture really quickly, and as you look at the picture and examine, I want you to notice like how this picture story could be told a different way, right? And how does that affect? How is the way that okay? So how is this story affected depending on who tells the story? Okay, think about that. Let's go back up. So roller coasters aren't for everyone. You might love the thrills, but your friend keeps her eyes closed the whole time. Each of you have your own perspective or point of view about the experience. So stories contain different points of view too. Sometimes you get the point of view of the narrator or a voice telling the story. At other times you get the point of view of one or more characters. By revealing their words, thoughts, feelings, and action, the author gives you insight into the character's attitude about the event and people around them. So again, think about while you're examining this picture the effect on um, how the story unfolds based on who tells it. Okay, so you have a guy right here on the line, and I'm guessing it's a circus. You have people watching him walk the line. You see somebody. That's coming from him. So in his head, he's thinking, okay, this next trick is going to be tough. Over here, she's thinking, wow, he makes it look so easy. So based on who's looking at what's going on, right? So if I was a narrator coming from the man's voice, from the man's head, I would be saying, you know, I was scared, walking the line. And then if I was still a narrator for him, my thought wouldn't be, wow, he makes this look easy. My thought would probably be something like, oh my God, what's he going to do next? Or, something in the same mindset as him. But I wouldn't be thinking like, oh, he makes it look easy just based on being the narrator, right? So you see how she could have easily tell this story and say, "Oh, he did these amazing tricks, and it was so, he made it look so easy." And then he go home and tell his wife or his family, I had a tough night tonight. I did some tough tricks. One person thinks that it's tough. The person that's actually doing it, and the person that's watching it thinking is that, it was so easy. Okay. I hope I didn't just confuse you because I did just say a lot. So let's move on down. So the chart that I'm about to get ready to show you is how to contrast different character point of view by, examining the evidence and stressing the who that tells the story and how it affects the story being told. Okay, so let's go down here. So we have characters, evidence, point of view. So the acrobat, that would be this guy up here. He is says next trick will be tough, walking a high tightrope. That's the evidence, right? That's what he's doing. Point of view, the routine is very dangerous and could fall at any minute. You see what he's thinking? He's thinking, oh my God, this is tough. You know, this is dangerous for him. While the audience member, she's smiling, eyes wide, says acrobat makes it look easy. So her point of view of this would be that the acrobat seems very talented and he's in no danger. See how that was told differently based on who it came from? So maybe if Miss Hall just mixed you up with my example that kind of fell off, this is a perfect example. How the acrobat is thinking a whole different thing. He's walking this line. He's thinking to his head, this is going to be tough. And then he knows that, this is dangerous. So his point of view is that the routine is dangerous and that he basically has to be focused because anything can happen at any little time. While the audience member is like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. This is so easy. And she can go home analyzing, what's going on, what happened at the show, and her point of view is he was very talented and he didn't seem like he's in no danger. Like he knew everything that he had to do. Right? Okay. All right. So let's go. So the next type of text we're gonna read um, is a allegory. So just to explain what that is, it's a work of fiction with two layers of meaning. One layer is the literal meaning, um, and a simple story, while the other is an abstract. So an allegory usually features the following. So it has character settings and other elements that may represent abstract qualities. So the purpose of the abstract layer is to convey the truth, right, and present criticism or teach a life lesson. Sometimes it's also called an extended metaphor. Okay, so you'll be reading the Sting Artist, which is the allegory. Um, on the surface, it tells how a rich woman pays high fees for painting by seeing greedy artists. However, the artists suffer this criticism for a worth case, and instance, encourage students to discover a deeper meaning behind the artist's behavior. And then the part that we're going to read, Place of Disinterest, is a realistic fiction story about a visit to an art museum and that the scene taken from the good earth comes from a classic novel. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready to start. But the question I want you to ask yourself is, how does the author contrast the point of view of the different characters? So how does the author contrast the point of view of different characters? Okay. All right. So another I need family Saturday afternoon outing was drawing to a close, and for Blanca and Ramon's parents, the car ride home from the art museum couldn't be over fast enough. Blanca stared stonily out the car window while Romain beamed. That is the absolute last time you get to pick where we go, Blanca exclaimed and scowled at her little brother. The entire exhibit was filled with painting that looked like someone ran around splashing buckets of paint randomly all over the canvases. That calls that's called expressionism, Raymond eagerly explained. Each painting is meant to invoke a feeling. What were some of the emotions you experienced in the exhibit? I felt quite frustrated and exhausted. Blanca sighed dramatically and then she exclaimed, and I didn't appreciate the security guard being so rude to me. You sat on a priceless metal sculpture. He was just doing his job. Okay, so remember the question that I asked was, how does the author contrast the point of view of the different characters? So to figure out the point of view, we need to use our chart, okay? So let me go ahead and model this one for you. So we have Blanca, we have Ramon. We have the evidence for Blanca is that stares stonily out of the window, doesn't want Ramon to pick in the activity again, dislikes the painting, set on a sculpture. So her point of view is what we're trying to figure out. And then Ramon doesn't have evidence, but he has a point of view, which is enjoyed his time at the museum because he understands and appreciates fine art. Okay, so let me think aloud. So I will read the text to find out evidence that tells about each character's point of view. So Miss Hall will go back up and reread. So in the first paragraph, I read that Blanca stares stonily out of the car window while Ramon being. What do these actions that these both the kids are doing tell me about their feelings, or maybe their point of view about the trip to the museum? Hmm. Give me a minute. Give me what I'm thinking. Okay, so if I was to go through and find where Blanca is feeling a certain way and where Ramon is feeling a certain way so that I can come up with either the evidence or the point of view. Okay, so now that I have looked and seen all that Blanca has done, now I can use what I learned about Blanca for her actions and the dialogue in the text. So they can describe how her interests and feelings affect her point of view about the family out into the museum. Okay? And then I will do that same thing, finding all of Ramon's actions and then putting the evidence behind it. So the the point of view that I would say for Blanca was doesn't enjoy art and thinks that museums are boring. And then that's just based off of the evidence. So based off the point of view for Ramon, I see that they have enjoyed his time at the museum because he understands and appreciates fine arts. So I will put he beams out the window. He understands the artist expressing himself and calls the sculptures priceless. Okay, so if you want to know what I just said, give me 1 second. Bow. That's where it's at. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you 30 seconds to write that down or take a final look at it. Reread. All right. So let's go ahead and continue. So remember, please, please, please remember to always read your close reader and your hint. Okay? Because they're gonna help you answer your questions. So let's continue reading about the visit to the art museum. So after a few moments, Raymond tried again. Those still life pieces were so remarkable. Did you notice how the artist captured the interplay of light and shadow across even such ordinary objects? Blanca checked her text messages for the billionth time and muttered angrily, "Sure, I always pay attention to boring stuff like light and shadow when I'm looking at a bowl of fruit." Well, was there anything at the museum you enjoyed? Blanca thought carefully for a moment before flashing her wrist. "I did enjoy the gift shop because I got this cool watch." All right, so what I want you to do is you're gonna read the question. So based on the evidence from the story, which statement best describes Raymond's point of view about his sister? So you're gonna answer this question and answer this question in your reading questions in the material folder under for today. You're also gonna go ahead and do your guided practice reading this thinking artist and answer the questions for this one. No, you will not find this chart in the Google Forms, but you will find each character name, and you're just going to put the evidence and the point of view in that side, not in that side, but in that paragraph provided for you guys to type in, okay? Answer the questions, read your Common Core, answer the questions. So the same here, the chart will not be there, but the only thing it's asking is which sentence from the text best complete the chart. So all you need to do is pick A, B, C, or D. Okay, jump back over to what we were here for today. So, analyzing point of view. The what use text evidence to determine the point of view of characters. The why trace the development of narrative's point of view and view in the text. How contrast the point of view of different story characters and narratives. And then analyze the techniques the author used to develop the characters and narrative's point of view. Okay, this is also your vocabulary words from Monday to today, which is Thursday. You already know that once you go to your material for Thursday, you will find everything that you need. Okay? See? All right, guys. Have a good one. I miss you guys so much. If you have any questions, go ahead and send me a message and I'll get back to you. All right, bye. Love and miss you guys.